Let's start with a significant incident that occurred during free practice 2 at the Japanese Grand Prix. Jack Dan had a massive crash that left his car completely wrecked, and it's a relief that he came out of it okay. The crash was a serious one, but fortunately the driver was unharmed. The incident itself was the result of a misjudgment by Dan when it came to his car's DRS system. As we know, Japan's Turn 1 is one of the fastest corners on the circuit, and typically, drivers don't need to break through this corner. The real challenge here is that DRS has to be manually closed, as it doesn't automatically close when you don't brake. Unfortunately for Jack Dan, he failed to manually close his DRS system as he approached Turn 1, which led to him losing control of the car and crashing heavily into the barriers at high speed. This caused massive damage to the car, and it was confirmed that the crash was a total write-off. The car was completely destroyed, but thankfully Dan walked away from the incident without serious injury. The crash could have been far worse, and it's a testament to how dangerous and fast the corners at Suzuka can be. Alpine's team boss, Oliver Oakes, spoke about the crash and expressed relief that Dan was unharmed. He confirmed that after precautionary checks, Dan was cleared and showed no signs of injury. Oakes mentioned that the crash was a result of a misjudgment by Dan, highlighting that it was a failure to manually close the DRS system into Turn 1. Oakes also acknowledged that this was a learning moment for both Dan and the team, and they would be ready for the next session. It's a tough break for Alpine, especially considering how much work goes into preparing the cars for each race, but these types of mistakes are part of racing, and they'll certainly learn from it. Now, it's important to note that while Dan's crash was one of the most dramatic events of the practice sessions, the weekend was filled with other developments, especially when it comes to Ferrari. Ferrari's pace in Japan has been a topic of interest for many, and Lewis Hamilton has had a chance to weigh in on the matter. It's been an up-and-down season for Ferrari, and there's been a lot of speculation about whether the SF25 can truly compete with the likes of McLaren and Red Bull. In free practice 1, Ferrari showed some promising speed, with Charles Leclerc finishing third and Hamilton just behind in fourth. It was a solid showing, but it's still clear that McLaren is ahead in terms of pace. Lando Norris, in particular, was looking very strong, and his performance around the Suzuka circuit stood out. Norris has been in great form recently, and his speed at this track has made McLaren one of the teams to watch. However, Hamilton believes there's more to come from Ferrari, and he's optimistic about their chances as the weekend progresses. Hamilton commented positively on Ferrari's performance in Japan, saying it was a really nice day for the team. He described the track as amazing and mentioned that it never ceases to impress him every time he drives on it. He also acknowledged the incredible support Ferrari receives from the Japanese fans, noting the strong crowd presence at the circuit. Despite the tough competition, Hamilton felt that Ferrari had a good baseline going into the weekend. He mentioned that although they weren't the quickest team at the moment, they had made significant progress, and the overall performance was looking promising. Even though Ferrari had a positive start to the weekend, things didn't go entirely smoothly for them. As we saw during the Chinese Grand Prix, Ferrari's drivers have been called to the stewards on multiple occasions. This time, it was Lewis Hamilton who found himself in trouble with the stewards after he performed a practice start during the session. The issue arose when Hamilton, as part of his practice, overtook several cars in the fast lane while heading toward the practice start area. This maneuver caught the attention of the stewards, who didn't seem too pleased with the action. The stewards issued a warning to Hamilton and the Ferrari team for the infringement, citing non-compliance with race directors' event notes. This was a minor issue compared to the bigger challenges Ferrari has faced recently, but it was still a reminder that the team can't afford to make mistakes, especially in the middle of a competitive weekend. While it wasn't a major penalty, the warning from the stewards added to the list of small issues Ferrari has had to deal with over the weekend. It's been a difficult time for Ferrari, but they've shown resilience in the face of adversity. The team is working hard to improve their performance, and they have a lot of talented people who can make the necessary changes to get the car back to its best. As for Hamilton, despite the warning from the stewards, that said, Ferrari has made progress. And while they're not yet the fastest team on the grid, they've got the tools to fight for better results. Their car is still in development, and the team is working hard to find the right balance to maximize performance. The setup changes they're experimenting with should give them a better chance to compete, but there's still a lot to figure out. One thing that could really shake up the race is the weather. Suzuka is known for its unpredictable conditions, and there's a chance that we could see some rain during the weekend. If the rain comes, it could create even more drama and unpredictability. Ferrari, McLaren, and Red Bull will all have to adjust their strategies depending on the weather conditions, and the drivers will have to be ready for anything. In these types of races, the ability to adapt quickly becomes even more important, and it could be the key to a strong finish. As we look ahead to the race, it's clear that the competition will be fierce. McLaren and Red Bull are in the mix for the win, but Ferrari is determined to close the gap. They've had a rough start to the season, but they've shown that they have the potential to bounce back. With the right strategy, the right setup, and a little bit of luck, Ferrari could surprise everyone and deliver a strong result. The Japanese Grand Prix is always one of the most exciting races of the season, and this year is shaping up to be no different.